like and subscribe.
Usually, when I'm driving or just walking down the street, I listen to music on my headphones. And it's not that I'm disgusted to listen to the sounds of the world around me. No, I just can't live without music. Especially when there is a lot of it and it is different. Often this is better than the noise of the subway or the street. And you don't always want to hear the conversations of people around. For the most part, they talk about something completely uninteresting or stupid. Although, sometimes you still manage to suddenly hear such a rare epic that you rejoice that at that moment your ears were free. This happened a couple of weeks ago as well. I was returning home late in the evening. When I got off the subway, my phone rang, and I had to take off my headphones and throw them into my bag so as not to interfere. And when I finished on the phone, it began to pull them back. No, not that lazy. I just decided that right now, at this very moment, I would be better off without them. I got to the bus stop. Two women were standing there, and they were talking animatedly about something. I sat on the fence not far from them and began to examine the people passing by. Well, I had to do something before the bus arrived. And somehow imperceptibly for myself, I realized that I was paying attention to what women were talking about. As I understood from their conversation, they both work as nurses. They said something about old women, about prescriptions and vacations. I was already thinking that I should take out my headphones and go back to the music, when suddenly one of them says to the other, "Listen, did I tell you about the ghoul? Dead man? Where do you get a dead man in the Fool?" Another asks. "Well, we had him, but when he became a dead man, we didn't have him." I liked this wording, and I decided to listen carefully. "In short," says the first, "the story is just awful. A man, 46 years old, comes to us in May, some engineer at the bakery. And he says that since childhood he has been afraid of clowns. That's right, in general. As he sees a clown, he has a panic. And he says that he began to have the same dream, that he was walking along the fence at night, and a red-haired clown attacked him and killed him. Victoria and I decided that he was a neurasthenic. Victoria prescribed him Depakine amitriptyline at night and told him to come once a week. Well, he came, complained that the red-haired clown was still dreaming, although after amitriptyline he didn't seem to be. We kind of thought that it was more feasible for him to a point, as he took it and stopped walking. The second Ed laughed nastily at that. "What, in general? Healed?" I noticed the bus was coming. But at the same time, he wanted to listen. I decided that if the ants get on the bus, I'll climb after them. No, I'll wait for the next one. The first ant laughed in response to the second, but less repulsively, and said, "No, he stopped visiting us." Well, we thought, you never know, busy at work or went somewhere. And then, 10 days later, a cop comes to us. Well, Victoria and I were not surprised again. Some drunkard arranged a stabbing, and they constantly go to us about accounting. But not here. The cop is just asking about this guy. He asks to tell us what he told us and why he came. Victoria answers him that this is a medical secret. We have no right to tell. And she asks herself, why does he need it? And the cop says that our man died this. They found him dead on the street, death from a blow to the head with a blunt object. A week ago, I was walking home at night past some bank. They found him there. The wife says that he has recently become frightened and restless, and the cop says that they need to know what this one of ours was talking about, suddenly complained about being intimidated or threatened. It seems that there are almost no traces, only some red synthetic fibers on his clothes and around the place. He said about the red fibers, so I somehow felt unwell, as I remembered that the man was talking about the red clown. And I look at Victoria, and she winks at me. She also understood, sort of. Well, Victoria says that since this is the case, she will tell us what this client of ours came with. She told the cop about the clown, so he turned pale immediately. I ask him, "Man, do you feel bad?" And he says, "Yes, a little." I poured water for him, thought to drip something, and he says, "Nothing is needed. I'll show you one thing now, what the man told about the red clown." And I look at Victoria, and she winks at me. She also understood, sort of. Well, Victoria says that since this is the case, she will tell us what this client of ours came with. She told the cop about the clown, so he turned pale immediately. I ask him, man, do you feel bad? And he says, yes, a little. I poured water for him, thought to drip something, and he says, nothing is needed. I'll show you one thing now, what the man told about the red clown. And I look at Victoria, and she winks at me. She also understood, sort of. Well, Victoria says that since this is the case, she will tell us what this client of ours came with. She told the cop about the clown, so he turned pale immediately. I ask him, man, do you feel bad? And he says, yes, a little. I poured water for him, thought to drip something, and he says, nothing is needed. I'll show you one thing now. Another bus passes by. I don't think so. I'll definitely listen to it now. And the ants, apparently, are waiting for the trolley bus. Well, they will still be waiting for it for a long time. In short, he says that they also have a video recording from the camera at the bank where a man was slapped. And he says that he will show printouts now. See what you think about it. He pulls out a pack of photographs, on one empty street, on the other. Well, all night, some kind of fence, a house. The times are marked below. Then he shows a picture. This client of ours is walking. And then he says, look, what do you think about it? Shows the following picture. Our man is there, and next to him. Gal, well, I don't even know how to say. Clown, in short. A healthy one, well, just like a clown in a suit, with shoes and a wig. And with a hammer in hand. Next picture, our man is already on the pavement, and the blood is all around. This one, from the police, said that he had been hit on the head with a hammer. Who, why, it is not clear. But a clown, gal, can you imagine a clown? Oh, I'm puzzled. Very puzzled. I notice that the bus is pulling up. I think it's time for me to go. I heard everything I could. I get on the bus, take out my iPad and start writing down all this nonsense. And in passing I think, what for, comrades? Here I could sit quite calmly in the headphones and not hear this madness. Or I could sit without headphones at an empty bus stop. But why, as soon as I arrived at the stop where there were people, did these people immediately start talking about some kind of madness? Oh, it's time to stop being surprised by this. Don't forget like and subscribe.